So welcome everyone. It is December the 13th, 2023, and we're still working with the Buddha and the law of attachment and detachment. And within this chakra, this Halion chakra, is the blessing and virtue of prudence, and it's connected to the sixth dimension. So there we go, the Halion, prudence, sixth dimension, the universal law of attachment and detachment. And the more we're in that detachment, the more we're feeling peaceful. I stuck the peace sign in there. Okay, so there we are. Here it is in the physical form, is right beneath the heart chakra. And I made this little drawing where you can see the heart is a big Valentine heart, and it comes right down to the solar plexus. So you can see the solar plexus here. Solar plexus is underneath the Halion. And the way the Buddha described the seat of the soul, it's right at the tip of the Valentine heart and the solar plexus. And if you had a little Buddha sitting under the Bodhi tree, if the Bodhi tree is like the heart chakra, it's like the seat of the soul is where someone is sitting. If they're sitting in the lotus position there, it's an interesting way to remember the seat of the soul. And when we're in that place of detachment and prudence, we're working on a refined balance. So even deeper and deeper gratitude to self, but also working with apology to self. So that's in the detachment and the prudence, the apology. So Albert is talking about the sixth dimension here, and he talks about chaos, creative chaos. He says every chaotic situation, whether it's internal or external, is an opportunity for growth. And this biggest opportunity in the sixth is understanding we are not in control. So it brings with that the qualities of surrender. So that's a really deep letting go. Remember when Yeshua talked about fortitude and surrender, and he said in order to fortitude being courage, and surrender, deep surrender, it takes a lot of courage just to breathe and listen. So in the state of detachment, again, surrender and detachment are very similar. And there's trust. So it's a place of trust when we're surrendering. There's the fortitude. And the hope, of course, is understanding that balance of the mother, the father, the one, all equal in the higher realms, that equality in the physical form as well. And he says random chaos, seemingly random chaos, has a divine patterning. So just know everything is in divine order, even if it feels very chaotic. And this dimension teaches us the lessons of reaping what we sow. So being very conscious of our everyday actions and words and, our divine alignment, because that brings more divine alignment. And this dimension brings forth a profound appreciation of the gift of the unknown. So we've had thousands of years of chaos on Earth. We haven't really been looking at the belief systems very well. We haven't been paying attention to how things work in the higher realms. We've just been involved in the adventure. Now, in basically one lifetime, we're here to balance everything. So it's a fairly large task to come into that place of detachment. It takes mastery to do this. So we've had quite a bit of practice already. And right now we're releasing all our addiction to pain. A lot of it's connected to control. Okay, so this is a really quick way to balance, taught to us by Saint Bernadette with the prudence. When a thought, a feeling, a past situation arises that is out of alignment, that's not of love, a co-created past trauma, to quickly say and feel, and it's connected to the chakras. She talked about going into the apology right away, saying, I am so sorry. But you can contemplate gratitude, love, detachment, saying I'm sorry for not understanding how loved we are, for not understanding how things work. Again, this is very much connected to this blue in the Halion chakra, also the throat chakra, but more so I was relating it to karmic dispensation, but now I'm really seeing it's the detachment and from the Halion, the blue energy in the Halion. And just knowing that the golden energy is the solar plexus right underneath. So there's grateful, there's joy, there's balance right underneath. And you've got the apology and the Halion and detachment, blessing everything. Remember the Buddha asked us to bless everything, make no judgments. And there's that beautiful green tree that's like our heart chakra. And then right above it is that Sarun, which prudence is both colors. It's this gorgeous pinks and peaches and golden color above the heart. And then it's also the blue energy below. So prudence is a really interesting blessing and virtue. I'm so glad that we got deeper into it this time. So you can just see there's the high heart right there. There's the heart, there's the Halion, and there's the solar plexus. So just so you can see it in the physical form. And then I made this a bit bigger so you can see this is the I'm so sorry. I am prudence. I am detached and attached to blessing everything. So that's what we've basically been learning from the Buddha. And this is the sixth dimension. So here's the gratitude, the solar plexus, our divine authority, the fifth dimension, 5D. And there's the fourth dimension, the magic, which is the umbilical chakra. And then this is the eighth dimension up here in the Sarun, above the heart. So once all those dimensions are in alignment, the chakras are in alignment, we've got the understandings, we can be in a pretty nice place of detachment. Just know you've got a little Buddha right here. I put the Buddha here, so you just remember. You are that Buddha sitting under the tree. It's kind of a fun thing to remember if you get into like a situation that's a bit chaotic. Just know you've got your own little Buddha there that can be detached from everything. It's kind of a fun thing to remember. I was showing this, I had a family call with my two brothers and my sister last night, and they were asking so many questions that I started showing them the slideshows. And this one particularly, my brother was like, how long did it take you to understand all of this? And I was like, well, it's been a long time. It's been a long journey. But they were like, I mean, my brother has not really been interested in this kind of thing, but he was. So I think with fun, kind of colorful illustrations makes it a bit more interesting for people. I was quite surprised. We might even get my brother joining us. I'm going to encourage him to. Yeah. So we were going over past traumas and things, and this way of explaining trauma, that it's a co-creation. It takes two to tangle, and to take core responsibility for our trauma, not to feel like a victim, but to take responsibility because it's connected to past lives. It always is. It's always connected to something. And we're here to release this addiction to pain. So addiction to being the victim or the perpetrator. We're here to balance that. So not to take sides in a trauma situation. Jump back, detach, and realize it's a co-creation. We're here to balance the karma and to master detachment. So a quick apology to self, the universe, whomever we've harmed, because we have not understood how things work in the higher realms for thousands of years. We forgot how loved we are. So there's the quick apology. I'm so sorry. I forgot. And then attach to the highest vision for self and for everyone. And it's a really, really quick way to balance. So just realize anything that you feel like a victim around, it's a co-creation. Or if we've perpetrated, it's a co-creation, because like attracts like. So it's a nice way to look at the past. Easy way. No blame, no shame, no guilt, no nothing. Detachment, apology, move on. Okay, and this is where St. Bernadette talks about it. And I brought it up again because I know Darren was asking about this. So here's where she talks about the apology. Very often you have a tendency to fly into the old way, which is blame of self. And you take responsibility for something you have done or not done, and you go on and on and on, not necessarily to whoever you have offended or mistreated, but to yourself. So that voice in the head that goes back and forth, and it's really quite torturous. That is not in balance. That is not moderation. That is not intemperance or prudence. The prudence is to acknowledge where you have gone awry, to look at it, to do whatever repair work is necessary, including especially letting it go. To apologize to yourself, to the universe, to whomever you have harmed, and then to proceed. I'm so sorry. I forgot I am love. And say that to the universe and to whomever we have harmed. It is not to dwell on it day after day after day. I made a mistake. I can never go on. So that quick apology makes a huge difference for balancing quickly. Has anyone been trying it? Like when the old stuff comes up? You have, Paula?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
And has it been working?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hear me. It actually is allowing me to be in observer mode a lot easier, especially with the stuff that's been going on with my son, over the last year. And also to be able to talk to him about it too, because there's a lot of victim playing going on. I'm like, it just is not worth your time.
No. And
We're both. Mm-hmm.
Can he understand? Can he see the co-creation piece in it?
Yes, and I can even see where I've helped co-create some of this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
being in relationship with him, and
yes.
trying to be. Sometimes you can try to be helpful,
Mm-hmm.
and you're not really being helpful. Sometimes you don't realize it until you step back and observe it. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Ooh, wow! I probably should have just left that alone.
Yeah, but we get caught because we've still got old stuff running. So
Right.
the more we clear up our own stuff, it's easier to stand back and just let them be, basically. Just let them. Yeah. And and let them have if they want to say no to something or they want to say yes, let them have their no, let them just be.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very difficult with children.
Yeah, that's been a challenge this year with your own children. It's been tough.
Yeah. So just view it as we get to practice.
Yeah, I keep telling them I'm trying to be a master.
Yeah. That's right. We're all here to be Buddhas. You're trying to be a Buddha.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's great. Oh, that's good. Yeah, I found it's really helpful. This quick apology. Yeah. Did you have a question, Darren?
I had a comment. You asked if we used apology, and I did try apology, but I find forgiveness is much more powerful for me. So I use forgiveness instead. For
yourself?
Or anybody, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you use the term forgiveness versus apology. Is that what you're saying, Darren?
That's what I'm saying, yes.
Yeah. The
energy of the forgiveness, which I think has more love to it, and that's why I feel it's more powerful.
Yeah, it feels good. Yeah,
I've been working forgiveness for years and years and years and years. And then when this happened, because I've studied this prudence forever, I did not pick up on this apology thing. The apology is, I don't know, it was a game changer for me.
Well, it's different for each person, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. And then apology to the universe too, for just not being loving, not understanding how things work. That's been a big one too. Because I was never doing that before. Okay.
But I really see the co-creation part. That really rings true because you have to have that tension to make any changes, you know? So if you don't have that tension, you can't make a change, and therefore you need co-creation to create anything, whether it's positive or negative.
Or imbalance.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Mhm.
Get you back into balance again.
Yeah, it immediately does, I found, because then there's no fault involved. It just is a situation.
Yeah.
Nobody's to blame. It's just there's been so much blame and shame and resentment on this planet. If we all drop that, then it would be a totally different place. Okay. So Susie has an interesting comment here. She says this next question might be simply a matter of semantics in my admittedly incomplete understanding of the Four Noble Truths. I thought that attachment was seen to be the cause of all human suffering. Now that would be attachment to outcome as opposed to attachment to a vision. Is that the key here? And Buddha says it is part of the key, but let me tell you, attachment has in your human realm and in the human expression of the spiritual realm words. This is the difficulty. That is why telepathic communication will be so much more efficient. But attachment has come to mean that you are attached, and just the mere fact of attachment is a negative. My dream for you is to be attached to your creation of total detachment. And he says, do you see where I'm going? So to me, that meant non-judgment, compassion. And also I put singing and sending here. I'm not really sure why I did that, but I think when you're attached to your creation, it's easy to be in the flow where you just allow things to come. And that's what's been happening with me. I'm singing all the time and sending that energy out. So you can sing and send, and it becomes very fun. So then the Buddha goes on, do not judge attachment. What we are asking of you is to be attached to the vision, not the delivery of the human collective rising up. Then you detach, because we're not asking you to organize, push, and decide who's going where. So that's been a big one for me, not to just to stand back and not try to plan out my creations once they've been birthed. So you know how we sat in the golden chamber and behind the heart, and we dropped it down to the seat of the soul. We held it for the still point, the 17 seconds, and then we birthed it out through the solar plexus on the count of 3 with our breath. And then it's a matter of standing back and allowing, not trying to figure out how it's going to come back. Like no planning, basically. So I think that's what he's saying, not trying to organize or push or decide anything. It's a matter of just allowing the other side to show us how the creations are going to be. He says, so you hold the vision and then you detach from it and you allow, and it is more than allowing, it is truly surrender. And it is not just surrender to source, mother, father, one, or to the higher realms or the company of heaven, or even to me. It is also surrender to the individuals involved, that they will find their way. It is that honoring that their divine spark knows when they have received that input, that impulse of light to jumpstart them, that they will find their way. And I actually have an example of that because we had homeless people on the street that's close by me. It's quite a busy shopping street. A lot of several, like 3 or 4 that I would talk to all the time. This was several years ago. And I would bend down and I would give them a blessed coin. Saint Germain recommended that. And I would just bless it and then say, you know, bend down and say hi to them and ask them how they were doing. And it took about a year, but all of them got housing. Like it didn't take very long. So you can intend that we are sending love and maybe doing a little bit. I wasn't doing much, but it was miraculous how fast that actually happened. And I wasn't even thinking too much about it. All that, what I was blessing the coin with was self-worth and self-love, basically. And what Saint Germain said, that there's enough power even in a small coin to jumpstart someone when it's given with intention and blessing. So it doesn't take that much. And it's not even really, I don't know even how to explain it, but I didn't try to organize anything. So it can be really simple.
A question.
Yes.
Were you leaving that up to Saint Germain? Is that what we're with the coins, the blessed coins?
Yeah, what he said was a blessed coin can jumpstart a person so they remember their self-worth and then they take the steps. It gives them back their divine authority, so the remembrance of their own authority to do something about their situation. It was like, oh, what am I doing sitting on the street, basically, is what he said. And then yeah, it starts them in the right direction.
Okay.
And that's why I think why they encourage us to do the volunteer work as well, just to go and sit and listen to people that are struggling, or anything that you're called to do, just go and do it, because your light in the situation can work miracles, basically. Yeah, Darren.
Yeah, I think a smile to a person can also do the same thing. It gives them that good feeling, which probably helps them along.
Yeah, absolutely. And the violet flame is in the eyes and the hand, the palm of the hand. So yeah, looking people in the eye, not being afraid to look people in the eye, shaking hands. Yeah, there's lots of ways that we can spread the good news that it's time to ascend. Okay, so Susie says, beautiful, this is wonderful. Will you please speak to what the Council of Love has said about any or all of you adding your own elements to human creation? At what point in the process does that take place? And the Buddha says it takes place primarily while you are at still point. So this is how important that 17 seconds of stillness is. While you are in the nothingness, the void of all, we are doing our add-ons and the adding of elements to create. We're adding the gunpowder for the explosion, as it were. So we add our energy plus whatever you may have overlooked, because in human nature, that sometimes happens. Then as it drops down, it is gathering force, your force, our force, the force, and then exploding out into the universe. So whenever you're creating something, you know, be very, very clear about what you're creating. And if you can, look at the balancing of the masculine and the feminine energy of that creation as well. It can be very helpful for the balance of it. And then, you know, from the golden chamber in behind the heart, very clear about it. Drop it down to the seat of the soul and hold it there for the 17 seconds. Or else I've also you can do the 17 seconds in the golden temple as well, and then drop it. It's just a matter of what feels right for you, and then breathe it out. So, and then it's the standing back and allowing and watching and seeing how it shows up. Darren.
So would you
You're
say
saying-
that exploding into the universe is the breathing out part?
Yes.
Of the still point, is that correct? Breathing out of the still point?
Well, the still point is 17 seconds. So you're either in that golden chamber, in behind the heart chakra. So you know how you fly through the pinprick of light into the golden chamber, and you sit there and you get very, very clear of what your creation is. You hold it for 17 seconds and then drop it down to the solar plexus and breathe it out, really on the count of 3. And that meditation is the law of attachment and detachment meditation. The Buddha goes through it. And it's a beautiful way to create. It is the way the Council of Love recommends birthing our creations out to the universe, and for the other side to add their elements, because they can see the big picture. They have a much better idea of what we can handle. Yeah. Okay. So,
So in reality, Mary Kay, we're leaving it to the universe, right? After we put in our idea, our
yes, yeah, you get that before you do a creation. It's really good to get very, very clear on what you would like to create. And then hold it at still point for that 17 seconds. And that's where they do the add-ons. And then it's dropping it down to the solar plexus and breathing it out. Yeah. And sometimes these creations can take years. So it's patience, real patience when you're working with creation. Okay, so we're attaching to our creations, but we're detached from how they're going to come back to us. So we're sending out all this love and intentions and gratitude, knowing our self-love and self-worth, and basically just dropping it down and sending it out. Okay. So there we are. There's a better picture right there, actually, a bigger picture. So we're sitting in behind the green of the heart chakra, and the still point can be here, or it can be in here. It can be in the golden chamber, or when you drop it down, hold it for 17 seconds and then let it out on the out breath. So you're breathing out love, you're holding it in self-worth, and you're breathing it out with your love. And all these creations really are for the collective, or to change what has happened on this planet for thousands of years. We really want to bring the systems back into balance and, help with the healing of everything, basically. We are, the way that Archangel Raphael describes us, we are wounded and healed. So if you're doing a creation around health, just know we're not here to forget where we've been, because we do not want to repeat it. So we're not forgetting, we're wounded, but we are healed. So the creations for good health is knowing that we are healed and to bring that in with gratitude. We can bring our creations faster to us when we're in that place of gratitude, imagining that they're already here. We're in that love of self, in that gratitude for self, gratitude for the creation. And it brings us into the now, where we're detached and we're able to allow it to emerge right before us. And then he goes on. Yes.
I have a question. Is the Halion point the point where you expel that? Well, yeah, let it go, release it.
No,
release
it's
creative.
the solar plexus.
Which,
It's,
oh, there. Okay, got it.
yeah, it's the yellow solar plexus that's right below the Halion. So the heart chakra is really big and it actually encompasses the Halion. It goes right down to here. So it's much bigger than just that emerald green. Like
Mhm.
it's bigger than just the emerald green here.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the two eyes above the Halion point, I'm sorry.
Oh, no, that's just us remembering to observe.
Okay, got it. Okay.
Yeah. Normally those eyes are up here, like in the third eye and the fourth eye. I
Yes.
put them there to remind us we're here to observe.
Mhm.
When we're in that observer mode, we're
Mhm.
not trying to organize or push or, you know, we're standing back and we're watching. We're in that a deep place of detachment. That's where that's where we're in a place of non-judgment. So we can be detached from all the issues in other lifetimes, issues in this lifetime, or
Mhm.
detached. So the belief systems
Mhm.
they've fallen away. And that
Mhm.
in the falling away of the belief systems is perfect health, is perfect relationship, it's a happy family, it's financial abundance and security, it's our ascension. So basically, that place of detachment is it's counterintuitive. We think we should be out doing, but the job really is to be in that observer mode.
Mhm.
Then he goes on. Now, one of the pieces we have not spoken of is while it is out there, and think of it in terms of being out in the without, the law of within and without. So now you've given it to the universe. Well, we are out there as well. So we are collecting what you think of as the material, the codes to bring together into physicality to you. So we work at still point, we work at ejection, and we work at gathering and returning to you. We are busy. So just know we have so much help around us with the masters, with the angelic realms, with our star family, because all these creations that we
Action.
are emerging, you know, within our heart's desires, and we're birthing them out, then the other side is very busy doing bringing them into form. And the Buddha says we are happy, we are in joy to do this. So, and Susie says that's so appreciated, absolutely true, thank you. So we don't know, we have no idea how much work they're doing all around us. So here's the Buddha, we work at still point. So that can be either in the golden chamber or right there. We work at ejection. So that's when you birth it out. Whoopsie. Birth it out. And then they work at gathering. So they're out here in the universe and they're gathering and returning it back to us. So, and our job is just to stand back and allow that all to happen, not to run around trying to figure out how it's going to happen. Just detach, let it come. It works miraculously. Yes, Darren.
Well, that helps to explain why it may take a little while for, your creation to manifest and form.
Absolutely. And if it just never happens, that may be that it was never meant to happen. So it's a good idea to keep examining too, and ask questions about your creations. If they are not emerging, keep asking why, because that question why is a great one to ask. And as you ask more and more of the whys, that our guides our understanding opens so we can understand more and more and more. Like for instance, back when Archangel Michael said I was here to help, well, he told me that the whole planet was to come to peace. And I was like, okay, well, how is that supposed to happen? So I asked, how do we create peace over and over and over and over until that, let's see if I can find the picture. until until this came through. And then it took about, I don't know, it took a many years for that picture, the blue and the yellow picture in the human form, to come through. And then I was at such a level that I could see, oh, that's peace on earth. That's peace, that's joy, that's gender equality in the physical form. And then I was like, everything is within us. We just need to get it. We are balanced.
My heart.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's who we are. We're the chakra system in complete alignment, understanding what's embedded within the chakra system, that there's portals to the dimensions there. Everything is within us. It's just a matter of sitting still and remembering who we truly are. So,
Question,
yeah.
is the high heart chakra the golden chamber, the one that you talk about?
No,
Is that
no.
where it's located?
No, the golden chamber. So in all the meditations that the Council of Love do, usually we drop into the heart chamber, into the heart chakra, and then there's a pinprick of light in the heart chakra, and you fly through it, and the golden chamber is in behind. So I'll see if I know that I have a picture here somewhere. It's there. So this is the heart chakra. There's the pinprick of light. You fly through it, and then there's golden chambers in behind. So it's a good idea to review the meditation connected to this law. I can even send it to you if you want. I'll send you the audio, and then you can listen to it, or you can just go to my site.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, and it almost every meditation they do connected to the laws, it's the same. Fly through the pinprick of light into the golden chamber.
Pinprick, yes.
Mhm.
Also, the little spot in the middle is the pinprick of life. Got it.
Yes, yes,
Okay,
yeah.
sorry, I'm asking too many questions.
No, it's fine. It's all good. Okay, so now Susie goes on and she says, I would like to ask you a question about our ability to manifest using this law. And as a relevant and timely example, I'm using Linda's Joshua Tree Conference. So this was back in 2013. Linda Dillon would organize these big conferences, and this year it was at Joshua Tree. It's been my stated intention and desire to go, and I even see myself there. How it happens is something I've let go of without condition. So as far as I know, I've not been a lawbreaker, as Raj puts it. It, as of right now, hasn't shown up. So would you please help me understand what other powers might be at work when we adhere to universal law, yet what we desire perhaps takes another form? I've been imagining that maybe it's best for me to anchor the energy where I am, and also that there will be other opportunities for the team to get together. And the Buddha says that is absolutely correct. So this is a good example of a creation not manifesting the way that Susie thought it would. But then you can see she began imagining what was actually going to happen. And yes, Steve. Oh, you're on mute.
This is a good example. What Susie's talking about is a good example of what just happened with Blossom.
Okay.
Blossom believed she had a relationship with another medium and wanted to interview him to give him more exposure.
Mm-hmm.
And the interview went ahead, but the source, the source that the other medium was channeled said you can't release that interview. And Blossom was devastated. She wanted to work with Christopher.
Mm-hmm.
And this more or less meant no. And White Cloud came on and explained it. That and he did a really good job of explaining it too. He made them both right and said that it wasn't the time for this. They were both to continue on their own ways. And I can't remember all the rest of it, but it was really well done. It's an example of what you're talking about right now.
Okay. Okay, interesting.
Not happening wasn't meant to happen at this time.
Yeah. And so, oh yeah, so again, there's our patience that's required. But to keep asking questions why for because it's kind of nice to know why. So they were lucky that white cloud could just,
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah,
Good.
Blossom was really hurt.
yeah.
She felt rejected and by a source, right? Consciousness.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, no, it was quite painful for her.
I wonder if it was done like almost to drive up old energy too. Like
Might have been.
Source is very good at that. So if something is not manifesting and we're feeling disappointed, then that's a creation in itself.
Yes. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Because we really, really need to let go all those old feelings for our creations to be balanced. And I've learned that.
Mhm. Mhm.
So then the Buddha goes on, he says, so what you have done is attached to the vision. And in fact, you have been back and forth to Joshua Tree several times in the last couple of months. You in all likelihood will be bilocated, so your presence will be there and be felt by those who are perhaps clear enough at this juncture to do so. But you will also be anchoring the energy, because inside your attachment and your intent has always been whatever is for the highest good. And the highest good is that this energy be anchored at many points. So yes, there is this part of you, and frankly, dear heart, it is also that part of Linda that is yearning to have the physical reality, but also you have surrendered. So what you've done is surrender to the highest good. So it is not that your participation, etheric and physical, is not taking place, and your deeper desire for a team meeting is also being addressed. So it's similar to what happened with Blossom. It was for the highest good, that it didn't manifest the way that they thought it would. Yeah. Yes, Darren.
So who would be doing the bilocating? Would that be the council of or her own higher self?
Oh yeah, no, we all bilocate just naturally. We can all do it. So yeah, no, the council, it would be Susie for sure. Yeah. Yeah, higher self. I don't know. I'm sure it says what you have been back and forth to Joshua Tree several times. Will be bilocated, so your presence will be there. I don't know. I just imagine it's the higher self of the being,
Okay.
but maybe it's our star family flying us back and forth. I don't know. Okay, so the timer did go off. I think I'll just save this where this lady talks about being a Buddhist, because it's quite intense information. But shall we send 10 minutes of healing to Ken? Yeah.
Yes,
Well,
yes, sure.
Okay, let's do that. And maybe I'll put the slide, let's see. Maybe this one. Or we'll send out a healing, like even almost like a creation healing for Ken. Okay, so if you can mute yourselves, that would be helpful. And enjoy the 10 minutes of sending. Okay. That's the 10. Oh, there's Leanne. That's the 10 minutes. Okay, good. Any other questions or comments or anything about that law of attachment and detachment? We're almost done. We got one more Friday, but I'll do a little bit of a review and then just the end part. It's quite interesting what he says at the end. Yes. Are you enjoying it, Steve?
First rate. Mhm.
Okay, good.
Oh,
Okay.
You know, I've been in the seat of the soul.
Mm-hmm.
Really is at the end of the heart, right? There, it's like a cul-de-sac. There's no more you can go. And
Yep.
there's self right there. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so cute the way it's like positioned right where if you were sitting under the Bodhi tree too, it'd be right there.
Mm.
It's amazing how they've organized all this. I didn't get that until I drew like made the image. And I was like, look at that. Oh, I need a little blue Buddha right there. To remind us to be detached. Mhm. Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
I really enjoyed this one. Yeah, thank you very much. Well,
Yeah.
You're welcome. Yeah, it's good. I like the Buddha's teachings. It's very straightforward. Mhm.
yeah.
Just
Mhm.
one question so that I can be clear in my mind. Above the heart, the threefold flame, you have another chakra, and that is which one?
The
It's
sar-
orange.
yeah, the Saroon is the high heart.
Okay.
And Saroon is one of the new colors. It's like the skin of a peach. So it's peaches and gold and pink. It's like a sunset almost.
Okay.
Mhm. So it's very much our self-love and self-worth and gratitude. Just know golden energy, gratitude, joy. Hmm.
Golden energy and gratitude. Okay, got it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so I'll just say thank you, everyone. I'll just turn off the recording now. Thank you for coming and enjoying, and we'll be back again on Friday. So where is my, oh, I always lose the recording button. Oh, there it is. Okay.